This is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast, where CEOs, COOs, and business owners share strategies for success. This is 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best strategies are concise business advice. So let's get to it. Question number 1, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name is Adam Farnsworth. I'm the CEO of Leaf Specialty Tax Consultants. We specialize in research and development tax credits for companies across the United States.
Awesome. Very valuable. So question number 2, what's the best thing about being a business leader?
I think the best thing about being a business leader is the opportunity to make real change, especially with the current culture and environment. Everybody wants to make change, and I really don't feel like people do it the right way. But as a business leader, you get the opportunity you really get a chance to make an effort and make a change in people's lives, whether that's your clients or your employees or those you come in contact with. We're here to help, and as an opportunity, we get to serve as an industry.
That's awesome. Making a difference. That's what it's all about. So
Absolutely.
Question number 3. I hear from other leaders that, people strategy can be more of a challenge than business strategy. What are your thoughts on that?
I think they're interrelated. And what I mean by that is anytime there's a business strategy, we're talking about we're pushing this barrier. If I do X, Y will happen. And it's very calculated. It's a good thing, but the people component of it is really important. It's, when you go out and you try and go sell something, you can say, I've got the best business in the world, but if you can't communicate and understand people, it's not going to do anything. Same thing with your employees. If you don't take the time and effort to get to know them and to understand their wants and needs, it doesn't matter whether or not you give them extra money or whether extra time off. So really they're hand in hand with the people is really where, and emotional intelligence is really where that comes into play.
I like that. Emotional intelligence. Very important. Okay. Question number 4. What strategy would you like to share with other leaders to help them?
So my main focus is on R&D, and the reason I bring this up as my, what to share is because most companies don't utilize this credit. This credit is something that's incredibly valuable. You can get up to 20% off or back off your development costs as a tax credit, at least in the state of Utah. Between that and federal, that's a huge chunk of change that most companies don't utilize. And I think part of the reason is there's 70,000 plus pages of tax code, revenue rulings, court cases, and people are like, I'm just going to go to my CPA. And that's great. But the thing that I find is that CPAs are so bombarded themselves, they don't have time to look for all these additional opportunities. I like to explain it this way. Every year, you're going to go to your general practitioner, your doctor. You're going to go get your checkup. You're going to get your blood pressure checked. Same thing. You go to your general tax accountant. They're going to file your return. They're going to give you a good understanding of what they're doing and make sure you're in compliance. It's called compliance work for a reason. But on the medical side, if something happens, if you really fall ill, or if you break a bone, or if something happens and you need special services, you're not going to go to the same general practitioner. You're going to go to the surgeon. You're going to go, to somebody that really has that extra knowledge. It's not that your general practitioner doesn't have that knowledge. It's that they don't have the time to dig into every single thing with the human body, right? And so same idea for me. I work with the CPA or your general tax accountant to essentially provide additional services. And so when people come and approach me about this, it's really, they're trying to provide a service to help you get more money back, to incentivize you to continue doing your domestic growth. Over 50% of companies fail within the first 5 years, right? It's an amazing stat that's published. I think it's 56% last time I checked. And so with taking these credits to help offset the tax liability, or whether that's on your payroll or on your income tax, it's a great opportunity for companies to try and get that additional leg up to make it past those 5 years.
So can every business qualify for this, or are there special requirements? This is something I haven't heard about before. So
yeah, that's a great question. So businesses that can qualify, we want to make sure they have projects that are technical. So if you have a project where it's based in engineering, software, manufacturing, construction, agriculture, these are all industries that have elements where you're trying to make your business better, bigger, faster, stronger, whatever the case may be. And so if you're spending money in those areas, in these types of businesses, using engineering principles, using scientific principles, biology, chemistry, right, then it's always worth a conversation to say, how much money am I spending and how much should I get back? Does that help out a little bit?
That does. And that's a great strategy. Every business is trying to cut costs and manage their resources. And obviously their money is one of the big resources of how much, they can spend and where they're spending it. So that's great. So question number 5, what other successful business leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge and maybe should be on the podcast?
One guy that I think of that comes to mind, his name's Mike Bertoni. He is an excellent strategist, and he works with software and, just really an excellent coach in state of mind. He's helped to give me education about how to reach out to my customers better, how to interact with networking better. He's just a phenomenal human being. He's back east, and I'll make sure I reach out and put you in touch with him. But, definitely somebody that you should reach out to.
Great. We look forward to it. And the final 6th question, just for fun, tell me about your favorite past boss.
So my favorite past boss, she lives down in Texas, and honestly, she's one of those people that she goes to bat for you. She's there to make sure that you get your work taken care of, but also at the same time that you're taken care of as an employee and as a person. I'm very fortunate to have worked under her, and I was able to develop a relationship where we still stay in touch. I think one of the important things is, as you have employees and as you have people that you want to help succeed, is that you take an active approach in order to guide them and to lead them and to get to know their fundamental values, their core principles that help to guide them. It goes back to the emotional intelligence, topic earlier. If we can make sure that we're all around and helping to help people succeed in their areas, then we'll be better off as a society, really, and as a business.
That's awesome. Like they say, you got to have each other's back a little bit. So
absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, I've enjoyed having you on today. Tell people how they can get a hold of you or find you.
Excellent. So if you guys want to get in touch with me and learn more about research and development tax credits, go to leaftaxconsultants.com. Everything's getting posted up there. I post new blog information, updates. I'll be putting up webinars as well. So if you guys have questions, get online, leaftaxconsultants.com, and we'll be able to chat further.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on. This is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast. And for more insights, follow us at Weaver Business Coaching or on LinkedIn. Thanks and best success.
Thanks.